Hey y'all, it's the Cincy Lady of East Texas. Cheering my team on is something that I am very, very passionate about. And one particular thing that I am super passionate about is letting them know that I am watching them and that I am so proud of what they have accomplished. But something else is that I always want to make sure that they realize where they stand. So a lot of consultants, when they are brand new and they're looking at the news tab, the workstation, they can get very confused. They can get very turned around. Now, Cincy has done a couple of things to help us, but again, they aren't familiar with what they're looking at. So chances are they're not going to be able to point something out or make sure that they're clear on something. So that's why I always want to send messages. So like I said, I like to cheer them on. So about 5 to 8 days towards the end of the month, I always want to send some of my team members a message. So I will run a report and see who is close to 200 and who is close to 500, because I want them to see that I'm watching, that I'm engaged. Now I do this for several reasons, so stick with me. So a lot of times newer consultants will place a $200 order. They saw 200, they paid for 200, right? So to them, I'm done, I'm active. I've got everything that I need, right? I placed a $200 order. What they don't realize is that it's 200 PRV in order to stay or to be active. So they paid $200. That could have been their host rewards, that could have been their half price items, that could have been tax, right? They need to know where they are as far as PRV. So when you pull up the workstation, it will tell you your PRV right there. But to them, they're thinking, but I placed a $200 order. I don't understand what's going on. And then at the bottom, there is a banner that says, congratulations, you are active. Again, if they don't understand the terminology from Cincy's perspective, again, they may not understand what's going on. So I always want to send them a message and say, I'm so excited for you. We've got 5 days left into the month and you're only $67 away from being active or whatever. And so I don't want to say you're at 173. I want to say you're only 27 away, because I don't want them to see the big number and be like, what do you mean? Or whatever. They don't focus on the smaller number, focus on what they need in order to do that. So if I were to say you're only $27 away, that's less than a 6-pack, right? Then they're thinking, oh, but I can do that. I can sell one more 6-pack of wax, right? But if I'm like, you've sold 173, then they're like, yeah, I have. So what's the problem, right? So focus on what they need to close that gap. Focus on the smaller number. If one of your leaders has maybe pushed and pulled and done all that she could and she's at $489, be sure that she knows she's only $11 from potentially getting paid at title. Make sure that your consultants know if they're at $1,700, how close they are to being at $2,000 to get the monthly sales award. In order for your team to understand the terminology, it takes you watching their game now, or their numbers. Now, you don't want to go at it from a power thing. You don't want it to be, I need you to be active because that means I get paid on you. Or don't make it about you, right? You're following up with them. You're celebrating them. You're letting them know that you are watching their numbers. You're congratulating them on their efforts. Now, the reason why I do that 5 to 8 days out is because that's still enough time for them to drum up some orders, follow up with everybody who talked about placing an order, push that warmer of the month one last time, push for mystery bags or a mystery host event, something like that. But if you are doing it in the 11th hour, that does make it seem like it's about you, right? Because they're like, well, you've had 30 days to talk to me, and now it's 11 o'clock on the last night of the month, and I'm ready to go to bed, and I've exhausted all of my efforts, right? Don't wait until it seems like it's about you. You don't want it to come across as, come on, I need you to be active, right? It's, you've got 5 days left and you're only $27 away from being active. That can be totally, those two things can be totally misconstrued if it's, one way or the other, right? So you don't want it to be misinterpreted. So that's just my 2 cents. Celebrate your wins, celebrate your team, chat with them often. Don't follow up on the very last day of the month and go, are you going to be active today? Are you going to be active by midnight? You're only, you only have 20 PRV. Are you going to be able to hustle that together? Don't make it about them. Don't make it about you. Don't make it like, come on, I need you to do this. Start, backing up into your month, 5 days out, 8 days out from the end of the month, and start saying, I'm so excited about the efforts that you've had till up to this point. Did you know you're only, and then whatever the situation and the circumstance is. But if you do it on the last day, on the last evening, you're making it about you. You're making it like, okay, come on, now it's urgent and now I want to touch base with you. So back it up in the month, let them know that you're excited about the efforts that they've made and that you want to congratulate them and let them know you have 5 days left. You have 8 days left to sell $27, $64, whatever the gap may be, right? But if you do it too late, it could make it about you and you don't want that, right? So, just my 2 cents of the day. Y'all have a good one.